Emerson VCR here. The problem with this is it didn't play at one time, but I put the tape in and out a few times, push and play and fast forward, rewind and everything, and it got to the point to where it plays and it'll fast forward and rewind while the video's playing, but it won't fast forward and rewind when it's not playing. So you can see that I'll put a tape in. Hit play. You can see we got the video. Hit fast forward. It'll fast forward. Hit rewind. It rewinds. But when I stop it and then hit fast forward, you'll see that it starts or wants to start, and then it shows off down here. It just shuts the whole thing off. So I'm guessing it's probably a mode switch thing. So we'll take a look at that. And it does the same thing in reverse. If I hit reverse, it starts and then it stops. And then it goes to off. And then it just shuts down. So that's the problem. We're gonna take a look at the switch in there, the mode switch in there. Maybe it needs to be cleaned. Maybe that's the only problem with this. We'll check it out. Alright, let's take this apart. I already took 3 screws out. 1, 2, 3. I got it unplugged. And where we're going to be looking is right in here. I believe. Right where these wires go up, should be a switch underneath there. Let's take this off. Let's see if I can get this off, the wires off first. Might be easier afterwards. One screw. Pops right out. It hooks, has 2 hooks over here. It hooks down in here. Let's see. Use my tweezers here to pry up on this a little bit. There we go. Oop. So we want to make sure that our mode switch here is put back in the same place it was, so it sits down on these 3 spots here. You have 2 slots there, a small slot there, and a big slot there. The big slot here is going over towards this 3rd one here, so we just have to make sure we get it in there when we put it back together. Get that out of the way. Let's take this out. This has little tiny fingers down inside here that hopefully we won't break off when we're trying to pry this off. You don't have to pry very hard, but just want to be gentle with it. Just like that. And we're going to clean everything on the inside. We'll clean this here. Alright. I'm just going to put a dab of grease back in there. Just so those fingers slide around on there a little easy. Good enough. And this just pops right back on the way we took it off. Make sure you get all the fingers on there, in there, the center, before you snap it down so you don't break anything. Just like that. And line up our big groove where it was before. I think it was right about there. Let me double check. It's going to go on like that. Yep, our groove is right. Our groove was back where it was. It's in place there. Screws in. Wires are on. It's in there snug. Let's give it a try. I'll get this set up again, and then we'll see if we get it working. We got to put the cover on because the light will play with the sensors in here. And I'll get this hooked up to the TV and everything again, and we'll see what happens. Well, I didn't think about it before I said it, but I don't need to hook this up to the TV to try it. We can just look down here and listen and see if it's going to rewind. Alright, let's see. And it shows off. Sounds like it's starting, but it goes off. So just cleaning the mode switch isn't the only problem. So I guess now we'll look deeper inside and see if we have a bad belt or something. So let's take this back apart, see if we got some belts in there that need to be replaced. We're going to start by taking off the wiring. Take this off. Then we got to take the front off. We're going to lift this whole thing out. Got that belt right there. It doesn't seem bad, but it feels like it could be a little tighter. Get this out of the way here. Yeah, it's slipping. It doesn't take much to hold it and have that thing slip. So with this spinning really fast, it could use a newer belt. We'll see if I have one. Hopefully I do. I bought a kit. We'll see if we got one that fits it. Well, the kit that I have doesn't look like I got one that'll fit. So I'm going to have to order some, and then as soon as I get these in, as soon as I get the new belt in, we'll finish up this project, and hopefully everything will be good. So here's the rubber belt that I made with the 3D printer. This fixture here, inside and outside, and then I used this stuff that is so expensive, Flex paste I should say, because it turns to rubber and it can withstand high temperature. I'm just going to see if this will work. I squeezed it in there with this this little whatchamacallit, filled it up in there. Hopefully there ain't no bubbles in there. If there is, oh well, this is only a try anyway. But I was just getting ready to take it off. I've let this set for probably over a week now, so we'll see what it looks like when I take it out. Just got to break it loose from the table. I have it taped down because I already took this white piece off, but then I put two-sided sticky tape on there so I could have a flat surface to work with. I need a bigger screwdriver to hit this. Trying to be careful because I don't want to ruin my printer table. Trying to get to the middle one. It's the tape that's holding it down. Yeah, see, I had the sticky tape on there. So I'm hoping, since I did it that way, all I have to do is try to get the rubber out from between these two now, and hopefully that'll give me a good sturdy belt to try in this VCR. This is just something I've been wanting to try for a while, instead of taking the time to buy a belt. I don't know how I'm going to get this out of there, but I did spray, or I did put some oil, a little bit of oil or cooking oil or something on the edge, the inside, hoping that it would make this rubber slip off this easier. And I also sanded the inside, both edges, to make it smooth so there would be less for the rubber to grab onto. Get my fingernail in there. Guess I'm glad I didn't cut my fingernails this morning, huh? Well, as far as down as I can reach on that side, let's try this side. There's that one, and the rubber stayed in one piece so far. Let's see if it's going to stay in one piece when I use my fingernail for the other side. I don't want to use a knife, a blade or anything, because I don't want to actually put cut marks in it or anything, because that might actually rip or damage the belt. I don't think my fingernail is that sharp to where it should damage the rubber. And if it is, well, you know, like I said, this is only playing around anyway. It'd be pretty nice if it would work, because then if you ever needed a belt, all you had to do was 3D print you a template, put this flex paste in there, and then let it dry. Flip it over to the other side. Use my fingernail again for this. Maybe I can just pull it. Just pull it off like this. Sanding the inside edge right here smooth is helping it with being able to pull this out of here in one piece like this. And I made this belt a lot thicker than what you would normally buy them too, because I measured how much room was on the VCR. And I'm able to make it a lot bigger than what it would be normally. So, like I said, I sanded the inside of this ring, and I sanded the outside of this ring. So when they go together like this, this will hit the sanded edges to make it come out easier. And you can see you can kind of see it's stuck pretty good. Hopefully you can see it on there. But here's the belt. I'll have to look at it closer underneath the light. I don't have, right here the light isn't very good, but it's pretty sticky yet. So I'll have to try to get it cleaned up a little bit. and then we'll actually see how it works in the VCR. And if it does work, maybe we'll see how long it lasts in the VCR. So here's a close-up video of the belt after cleaning it up a little bit, trying to get the rest of this two-way sticky tape off it. You can see it's not perfect, you know, and you don't expect it to be for doing that, but it is actually, it's pretty good. There's one spot on it that I noticed, one pretty bad spot, but I'll still try it. Yeah, I think this is it right here. You can see how much there must have been an air bubble in there. And if I wanted to, I could take some more of this stuff and put it over this and then let it dry to fill in that hole. But I think I'm just going to try it the way it is. And it's perfectly square. Like I said, it's a lot bigger than the normal belt that would go on there. But it's still going to serve the same purpose. And it's rubber. So we'll put it in there and see how it works. I'll add this in there real quick. Here's the difference between the two. This top one is the old one. Bottom one is the new one. I guess I didn't have to go that big, but we'll try it. You can see how much bigger one is from the other, and it's square, so it's the same way all the way around. So, all right, here's the VCR part. The new belt goes right here. It is a little big, but I think it'll work. Maybe we'll try it. I want to make sure I get the same groove or the same corner edge in each groove, as you know, so it ain't twisted when it goes up to this one or something like that. But so that looks like it's about right. And it looks like it's going to serve its purpose, huh? Yeah, I guess I could have went a little bit smaller, because you could see that it looks like it's just going to rub on that just a little bit, but it's not. It doesn't look like it catches on it, so I'm not too concerned about that. Like I said, this is only experimental, so we'll see what it actually does, see what it plays like, if it's jittery in the playback and all this kind of stuff. So I'm gonna set this up so I can put it back together. It's been apart for quite a while. This is a project I started a long time ago and just haven't got back to it. But I'll get the rest of it up here and we'll get this put together. Alright, let's see if we can get this thing put back together right. Since it's been such a long time, I'm guessing it's probably been months. So that was a quick assembly. Let me reposition the camera, and this way you can see the TV. Alright, let's put a tape in here and see if this thing moves at all. Play. Was that the end? Power, I guess I gotta turn it back on. Let's rewind it a little. think it's at the end. Well, it might be at the beginning. That means I can't play this over here. I have to get something new on there. Turn on. Play. Okay, something wrong here. Guess we gotta figure out what's going on here. So everything is loading right. It is loading right. Oops. Play. Pretty bad tracking. So stop the video because apparently something wasn't working right, and I didn't want to leave it going because I knew it would be a while before I figured out what it was. And I did figure out that my belt is causing the problem. Oh, I said it was fine to go bigger with the belt, but apparently I went too big with it, and I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick it up, but the belt, this top edge of the belt is taller than this black piece here, and it's a little bit taller than the white here, so it's sticking up above it just a little bit. Well, that little bit that it's sticking above it, that's making it rub right on this circuit board down here, or the track that it shows. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but it's rubbing on there. So that's why it wouldn't stay working. It was working for, you know, I don't know, 15 seconds. But so it looks like what I'm going to have to do, I think it's going to work, but it looks like I'm going to have to shrink up my belt just a little bit. I think I made it, I can't even remember what I made it. I thought it was, God, I want to say 150 thousandths or something like that. I'm not even sure. But I'll have to try to do it smaller, and then we can try this again. I did forget to mention that the original belt that was in here, I did the old trick to where you heat it up in the microwave, boil it, just to see if that theory works, and it actually does. I watched a long time ago, I watched probably a couple dozen movies, and this belt was still working like that. But you know, I wanted to go through this little thing to where I could see if I could make a new rubber belt for it and see if it works. So that's why I am working on this now. But all right, so I'm gonna try to make a smaller belt, and then we'll get back on this later on. All right. Well, there we got 3 of them. let's see, the original is in there. That was the first one I did, second one I did, and now here's the third one. The third one is the one that's supposed to work. So I'll finish cleaning this up, we'll get it put on there, and let's see if it works. Alright, here we got the original belt on the VCR, and you can see how the belt goes around there. You can see what it looks like at this point. That's the way it should be. This is the belt, of course, that was wore out. And here's, I have the belt that I made with the 3D printer print and using the flex paste. I'm just trying to put it on here right now, so bear with me for a second. Trying to get it on there so it's straight, and I'll show you this now, and that's what the one I made looks like. Now you can see it doesn't go on top of this like the last one did. It stays below the surface, so it shouldn't rub on the bottom of the circuit board, well, on the top if it's all together. So it should work out pretty good. Now the whole thing is we're going to see how long this belt lasts, if it even works. So let's put this together. Zoom you back out a little bit. So you can see it's on there. Looks like it works fine. We shall find out though. We got power. Now this tape isn't to the point to where I can actually play it on YouTube, so I'm going to have to fast forward it if it even works. So let's see. Hit play. Hey, look at that. It's playing. So let me fast forward it before it gets too much into well, I'll fast forward it and then I'll get right back to you. Alright, this is what we can look at. This is my own video, so I can't get in trouble for showing this. But it worked. It fast forward almost to the end of the full tape and didn't have any problems with that belt so far. So let's cross our fingers. This might be a possible way to make yourself a belt if you have a 3D printer, and instead of ordering one. We'll see how long this lasts. I'll just I'll put it the rest of the way together, and I'll get a bunch of movies and play it continuously, maybe, well, 24/7 if I can, but I gotta sleep sometime. But we'll see how long it lasts. If it fails, you know, if I remember and it fails, I'll put the fail date in the description. But after I put this video up, which it's up because you're watching it. But it looks like it's working okay. Fast forward, play, rewind. It's got fast rewind, play, and this is a picture at nighttime, so it's, you know, ain't the best one to look at, but it looks like it's a pretty good picture too. So you don't see no jerking of the tape like the belt is kind of freaking out in there or anything. It seems like it might be working. So I think I'm going to call this one done. I know I didn't buy the original belt for this. I mentioned earlier that I ended up cheating on this belt just to watch this, use the VCR for a while. I put it in the microwave in a dish of water and boiled the water for 5 minutes to get it hot, and then I put the belt in there and boiled it for 20 to 30 seconds at a time, and then, you know, dunked it underneath the water, put it back in there for another 20 to 30 seconds. I did that a couple times, probably about 3 or 4 times, and it must have shrank this belt enough to where I used this VCR for months. The last time when I first started working on this VCR at the beginning of this video, it was a year ago. So I watched movies for months with this shrank belt, the belt that I put in the microwave. Cheated. And I said I was going to buy a belt for this. Well, I never bought a belt because I wanted to try this with the 3D printer and making a rubber belt myself just to see if it would work or not, you know. Just in case you get in those pinches to where you just can't find the right belt, you can make one, you know. But if this works, great. I'll never buy a new belt. But this belt still does work. But someday I'll have to buy a new belt. Maybe. We'll find out. Alright. I think we're finally going to call this one a done deal. This video is probably longer than what I wanted it to be, so we'll end it here and we'll see you in the next one. So I'll throw this in here at the very end. After about 5 times of playing a videotape, this belt stretched too far to play anymore. So I guess that rubber paste stuff ain't gonna work for this job. I'll have to put the original back in there for a while until I can get a real belt ordered, and that'll fix this whole VCR.